April 1965. Prime Minister Robert Menzies commits Australian troops to the conflict in Vietnam.
We're not so self-centred as to think that these alliances confer on us rights.
The Australian opposed our involvement in the Vietnam War in the 1960s.
It will be all the way with LBJ.
Looking back, do you think that was the right decision, both in terms of the Australian opposing it and in terms of the government's decision?
I don't know. To stay close to America to help, yes. But do the Americans remember that today? No, I think they assume Australia's a good ally, so probably was right.
To mark the Australian newspaper's 60th anniversary, Rupert Murdoch sat down exclusively with Sky News Australia Chief Executive Paul Whittaker.
The Australian was years ahead of its time in terms of giving prominence to Indigenous issues. How proud are you of that legacy?
Oh, very. We're invaders, in a sense. They were nomadic people with a lot of history. I mean, there were some outrages, like in Tasmania. And, you know, that's a cross we have to bear.
On behalf of the Australian Labor Party, I commit to the Uluru Statement from the Heart in full.
The Prime Minister's promised Indigenous voice silenced by the Australian people.
It struck me as something which would end up being divisive without really achieving anything for the Aboriginals. So, from what little I know about it, I certainly welcome the result.
Referendums have a track record of failing.
Australia overwhelmingly rejected the republic on offer in yesterday's referendum.
Do you think Australia will become a republic by the time of the Australian 70th birthday?
I think without a doubt. It's going to evolve. John Howard, who's old-fashioned, and therefore monarchist, I guess, was very clever the way he designed the question that was put to people, which is really what he put in his place. It's going to happen.
Mr Murdoch's masthead backed the Republic push in '99.
And of course the Oz was strongly in favour of that, still is, fair enough. They're wrong, but anyway, leave that aside.
I hope that at some time in the future the Australian might decide that just as the High Court is no longer bound by its own precedents, that perhaps the paper is no longer bound by this particular precedent, should the issue ever come up again.
Trudy McIntosh, Sky News.